1-888 I Hate Steven Singer or online at IHateStevenSinger. What?
You're not going to be able to leave.
Why?
Fire drill.
What does that mean?
You're stuck here.
For how long?
Probably 10 minutes. Until they clear the building.
Yeah, because the elevator shut down.
What are you talking about?
Fire drill.
Stairs.
You can go 36 floors?
Easy.
You cray.
I could do 36 floors in 2 minutes, tops. Want to time me?
Yeah.
Get a camera, because I go fast. Who's going to keep up? Let's do this.
I just do the trust system.
What do you think of E-Rock in the quarters there, Roland?
He's very upset. I would at least give him $8,000.
Get the fuck out of
for
here.
his suffering.
Hopes they don't play that way.
And
what are you doing with that check there?
That was a prop.
I figured.
That was a prop to throw you off.
He thought something was coming.
Oh, you think there's more coming? Get the fuck out of here. This was my prop to go, hey, see, I'm a good guy. Here's your check. And then, oh, wait
You're
a
not doing
minute.
anything with it right now.
are you going to make him pay for like a dinner to apologize, Opie?
Travis, you want $200?
Yeah, I'll take $200. I just want to avoid the fire drill.
All right. E-Rock said I'm not doing anything with this check, so I'll give you $200.
Shit, I'll take it.
Ooh. You can buy yourself a Pearl Jam t-shirt.
I don't know how to spell your last name.
TEFFT.
Or to cash.
Yeah, or cash.
T what?
EFFT.
Okay.
2 Fs.
E-Rock, he just wrote Travis Taft on that check. You're not getting anything. I see that. But
Neither
neither
are you.
Like, that's... Why would I get something? He didn't
I'm
get
gonna
my
buy some
phone number
lunch.
out on the air. You got me for lunch
Yeah, I got
today?
you for lunch,
Cool,
buddy.
man.
Of course I do.
This is, E-Rock said I wasn't doing anything with his check, so here's just a little taste.
He really gave Travis... It's got his name on it, Eric. It's not for it's not for anyone.
Little taste. That's your Pearl Jam money.
Hey, look at that.
A little taste. I didn't say it was a big taste. I said a little taste.
Are you excited?
About Pearl Jam?
Yeah.
I can't fucking wait.
It's going to be great.
How do I get the new album?
It's on my desk.
Or
Do you have an extra copy?
I do. Do you
Or
want
the
it?
3,000
for real,
you
I
saved
do.
on Eric, you could buy it.
What happened?
The 3,000 you saved on Eric, you could buy it.
Dude, he's so mad.
Oh,
Eric,
I don't care. It's over. It's over now.
No
He's
joke.
smiling.
There's a $200 check in my pocket.
Yeah.
And he's the talk of the whole building.
check the
It
signature
becomes
on
a
it?
thing.
No, I didn't.
Hey, you hear what happened with
I see.
Eric today? He loves it.
He does. Negative attention, positive
I
attention.
played into his very soft heart.
Yes, I can.
Soft outer shell.
Get that.
I played right into it. Yes,
Are you now?
he's a softie when it comes down to it. I played right into that today.
You forgot
Very
to sign the
soft.
check, Opie.
What?
You forgot to sign the check.
I really can't leave,
No, you
can't leave.
You can't because you forgot to sign the check.
dude. I can't leave because of this stupid fire drill. Is it over?
They'll make you sit there.
Am I on the air?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
we're on the air.
Yeah.
I had to do a live read, and then they told me I can't leave because of a fire drill.
Do what you want.
Huh?
You can leave. Tell them to get
No,
a
the elevators don't work.
Oh.
Where are they now? Where are the people?
They're all standing in the hallway.
Holy shit!
Why don't
All
you
right.
start?
You can start.
Oh, let's go. Call. What the fuck you guys doing?
Just fucking around till you got back.
No, not you. What the fuck? I mean the people.
Well, have them call. Give out the number, and they'll
What's
be
the
calling
number?
in seconds. What's the number?
866-969-1969.
All right,
Thank
call.
you.
Jim
Yeah,
Norton's
call.
advice show has officially begun.
And maybe the Opster's my guest on the show. Maybe E-Rock and Sam will all pretend they're doing something and try. I've never had such a nice crowd for the advice show.
We all need help, Jim.
Absolutely. Everyone here needs a little bit of fucking assistance. Ant snuck out just in time.
Fuck.
Eric needs help. He needs to know what to do when Opie just gave me $200 instead of Eric.
Eric got cocky. He saw that I had a blank check, and I said it was a prop to throw him off a little bit. Like, here's your fucking money. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And then the big reveal, which
Sure.
we did, blah, blah, blah. So I just gave Travis a little taste.
I say what Eric, my advice to Eric would be to accept the fact that we're going to have fun with this and that Ope really was, even though you wanted more, he gave you $5,000 for a silly mistake. That honestly wasn't a mistake. So-
That's the problem. Have you felt how heavy this
of course I carried them.
pulling this.
I got my workout.
No, try pulling the whole cart.
Oh. Jesus Christ. You feel how heavy this is? Try pulling it. I've heard that before. All right. Oh, God. Kevin in New Jersey. I think I'm a sex addict. I need Jim to tell me what to do.
Bye, Jim.
All right. Take care, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, Kev. How are you? Hold on. E-Rock's futzing around over there with his quarters. There we go. All right. Hello, Kev.
Kevin.
How you doing, Jimmy?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good. Been wanting to talk to you for a long time. We share a lot of similar interests, from trannies to everything. Been trying to get my wife to turn me into a cuckold. I got her to go as far as blowing a black guy, but she doesn't want to go all out. I know I'm a sex addict, and I know you've talked about it. What kind of things can you do? Is there like a 12-step program for that? And
yeah, there's a bunch of them. As far as your wife doing anything, don't try to get her to do anything she doesn't want to do. The cuckold thing is hot to talk about and to watch in porn. And look, some people make it work in their lives, but you don't want to ever want to do something out of addiction and force her to do something out of addiction. Because it's almost like, making somebody do something because you need to drink. Like, you don't want to go that far and do that. The meetings, there are meetings. There's SLA, SA. There's a bunch of 12-step meetings that deal with sexual addiction. So you can pick any one of those and go to it, figure out which one works for you. That's what my suggestion would be, to go to a 12-step meeting, okay?
have you done stuff like that before?
I've gone to certain 12-step meetings. The only reason I don't mention program names on the show is because these programs typically request anonymity at the level of press, radio, and film. So I respect their request for anonymity.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. It's just hard for me to understand how that sex addict thing can work because, you don't want to give it up.
Sure, of course not. It feels good.
Yeah.
But it's the price to pay for it is not worth it. What it does to relationships, as they say, a path of human wreckage that we leave behind us, the way we see other people as mere objects in a fantasy or actors in our play, and we don't see them as fucking people with needs and feelings. They're all just means for us to get a dopamine drip and come. I mean, it really is an ugly way to be.
It is, and it's just amazing how similar you and I are in our interests and everything you talk about. So I listen to you all the time, especially on Wednesdays, just because of everything and how similar we are. So I appreciate the help.
Well, thank you, buddy, and good luck to you, man. Try one of those 12-step meetings. Go online, Google it. You'll absolutely find a 12-step meeting that you can go to, and I would suggest going, just being open-minded. You may or may not stay, but go, okay?
I really appreciate it, man. And I saw you in Montclair at the Wellmont. You were great.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Let's see. Rick in Boston, cheating on his wife with Asian massage parlors and feels guilty, of course. Hi, Rick.
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, man, I just want to know if I don't go to the full service massage parlor.
Right.
I just go to like the rub and tug basically, and I've been getting more and more addicted to them. Like it started out like once a month, or only when I traveled, and now it's turning into like once a week.
Sure.
And now it's turning into like maybe twice a week. And my wife doesn't give it up at all. We might have sex like once or twice every 6 months. And I'm 35, and this is the only way I can really get off,
right.
And I just want to make sure that,
Well, look, I'll say this. Any addiction rolls downhill. Any addiction starts with 1 and then goes to 2. That's what, if it stayed 1, it wouldn't be a problem. If when people could drink, if they could drink 3 beers a week, there would never be, any type of alcoholism. It always rolls downhill and gets faster and faster and faster and harder to stop and more important and more, your feeling good is contingent on, acting out somehow. Now, I don't know why your wife's not having sex with you. That's something you should examine. Did either one of you put on weight, or someone emailed me and said, one question I never ask about this, is she on medication? Sometimes medication will fuck people up and they don't want to have sex. That's a problem.
Jimmy, basically, she couldn't have kids.
She couldn't have kids? Okay.
So she fucking just gave up completely.
Okay, so she gave up. Well, maybe you might have tried therapy for that, because obviously that's depression. But as far as feeling guilty, cheating on your wife, look, I'm not married, but I would say this. If you're going to cheat, if you're going to do something sexual and act out, better you do it in a way that you will not get or give a disease and that you will not get anybody pregnant. And an Asian jerk-off place or any massage parlor is a place where you will not get a disease and you will not knock anybody up, just getting jerked off. So it's the least of all evils, but you can get arrested. So, all right?
All right. Okay, thanks, Jimmy.
Be good, my friend. Because a lot of times if you ask a girl, like any woman, like what's the best gift you've ever gotten? She'll never say, well, my husband got jerked off in a massage parlor. She's going to say without hesitation, without even thinking about it, she's going to say her engagement ring. Like this guy who's married to the girl he's cheating on now. She'll say, my engagement ring. Since I can't have a baby, my engagement ring was the best gift I ever got. So important. It's not just a ring, not just a sign of affection. It is everything to her. Every time she looks down at her finger, every time she washes her hands, or every time she picks up a knife to stab you with, every time someone at the store hands her change because you're too broke to have a credit card, they're going to look at her hand and comment, and you will get the credit. Every time she shows her friends, you get the credit. You get the credit for that ring, so it has to be fucking good. Steven Singer understands that. Steven Singer Jewelers, they have the perfect system to make sure you get the perfect ring. Steven understands how important this is, and it's completely painless. So many of our guys, Opie is gone, E-Rock is gone, Sam is gone. They made this trip to Steven Singer. What are you waiting for? If it's good enough for these superstars, it's good enough for you. You go online, IHateStevenSinger.com, or you go to a store at the other corner of 8th and Walnut in Philly. If you're one of these psychos like the Unabomber who hates technology and hates computers, but you need a ring, go to the other corner of 8th and Walnut. 100% money back guarantee. You get the best service, the best value, and the best experience. Steven Singer is the real deal. He's a guy you can trust, and it's the most important gift you're ever going to give. 1-888-I-HATE-STEVEN-SINGER. Or IHateStevenSinger.com. Now, let's see. Sean in Tennessee is 28 with a girlfriend, met another gal. Uh-oh.
What's up, Jimmy?
Hi, buddy. Turn the radio down behind you. Thank you.
Okay. I love the show, man, by the way.
I appreciate that.
Man, I've been dating this girl for a little over 2 years now. She's a little bit younger than me, and she's, like, really wanting to get serious and stuff, like always wanting fresh to me, like, to look at, like, wedding rings and stuff like that, and I'm just not ready to get locked down all the way. And I play music, and I was at a music festival about 2 weeks ago, and I met another girl, and we kind of like hit it off really well, you know. And I'm in a corner. I don't know really what to do. I mean, I really want to get to know this other girl, but I don't know what to do.
Well, how long you been with this girl?
About 2.5 years.
And she's already pressuring you for marriage, and you don't want to do it before you met this other girl?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, man, that's what women make a mistake with. Like, a lot of times guys will sit on our asses forever. But after 2 years, you're not even 30, and she's nagging you, and they wonder why we want to go out and fuck someone younger. I mean...
She's not even wanting to have sex.
Yeah, that's... Well, look, my suggestion would be to do what your gut tells you. Like, if you want to talk to this other girl, you're not trapped in that relationship. You're not married to this girl. So if she's nagging you and annoying you about getting married, and you're not fucking... and you meet someone else, well, maybe you break up with this girl and then take a shot with the new girl. But I try not to cheat. As much as I've cheated in the past, I would suggest you don't want to cheat on the girl, because that's kind of an ugly, empty thing to do.
I don't want to lie to her either. So, you know, I just really don't know what to do right now. It's just my boss has tried helping me, telling me what to do, and I don't know what to do.
Well, I'll say, you know, there's no one's going to give you the answer. What you're looking for is the magic answer, which makes it painless and risk-free. And you're not going to get that. You're either going to have to risk losing this girl who you're dating and realizing you fucked up, or hurting her feelings and then moving on to a cool new chick. Either way, there's a risk. You know, but if this girl's not having sex with you and you just don't want to get married right now, I don't see any reason why you'd be in the relationship. Anytime a girl's not fucking you or your husband's not fucking you, that's a bad thing.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, thank you, Jimmy. I really appreciate it, man.
All right, buddy. Good luck to you, okay? Let's see. Chris in Boston likes to jack off in public toilets while looking at porn on his phone. Hi, Chris.
How you doing?
Hi, buddy. What is it you like about that?
I don't know. It's just like I sit down to go to the bathroom and, you know, I put my phone out and just go to town. I don't know. I mean, clean bathrooms, dirty bathrooms, just bathrooms itself.
Are you having gay sex at all? Are you craving other guys to catch you?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all. Looking at girl, you know, lesbian porn. I'm not. No. It's like I said. It can be a clean bathroom. It can be a filthy bathroom.
Well, how about this? Do you have no privacy at home?
Well, yeah. I'm, you know, married with 4 kids, so I don't have privacy at home. But I just don't know why I choose a public restroom, because I can just do it at my house in the bathroom with the door locked.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe also you don't have the couple of reasons, possibly. The energy of your family is in that house. The energy of your children. You know, it might be a little harder to be pornographic with the fucking over the same toilet that you're fucking, or look over to the left and you see your kid's teddy bear toothbrush. Maybe that's not as exciting to you as just being dirty. It's almost like going into a public bathroom feels dirty, and it feels kind of risky, and it feels non-family energy. I don't know.
But it's like when I'm about to finish, I like bend it down and like go down into the toilet, and that almost feels it almost feels better doing it that way than an actual, like bending it, pushing it down and bending it.
As you like the aiming it into the toilet and coming that way?
Yeah, like bend. You know what I mean? Like bend. Yeah, exactly. Shooting it into the toilet, bending it down.
Well, I mean,
that
look,
kind of feels like, I don't know. It's the motion. I don't know what it is, but it's just.
well, it's part of your ritual. Maybe it's part of your ritual.
Yeah.
Maybe this whole little naughty thing you've discovered, this whole dirty thing that enables you to not be a family guy for that period of time. You're not a husband at that period of time. You're not a dad. You're just a dirty guy. You know what I mean? And you're getting to just jack off in a toilet alone and no one can bother you. And part of the ritual is feeling that cum in the toilet. And who knows? Because you could easily do that at home in the bathroom. So it's got to be something psychological with getting away from the family.
Thanks, Jim.
That's my guess. Good luck, man. I don't think anything wrong with that. As long as you don't start putting your dick through a hole in the wall. Let's see. Melissa in Wisconsin, wondering why her husband doesn't want relations. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Jimmy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Let me just give you a little bit of background. I've been married for 15 years.
Okay.
This is not a recent problem. This has been going on since we were first married. I thought that once we lived together and were married, he would want to have sex more, but he didn't.
Why doesn't he? Have you talked to him?
Well, yeah, I have talked to him. It's because his performance is shitty.
Okay.
So we've worked on that, and he was supposed to do some exercise and stuff that he never did.
Does he lose his erections or come too fast?
Came way too fast.
Okay, so his performance is shitty, and is he embarrassed about that?
Yeah, he is, but we went to see someone about it, and he was supposed to do exercises to correct that years and years and years ago, and he just never did it.
Okay, does he masturbate a lot with porn?
I think he does, although, I haven't, he must hide it, but he has to.
Well, that's not fair of him to not give you sex. And if he comes quick, but he gets his erections, right?
Yeah.
Have you put weight on?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't know why he wouldn't like sex with you. I don't know. Maybe he loves you, but just doesn't enjoy the sex. What's his answer when you ask him?
Well, now, this is the dilemma. Now he is more interested in it. But I'm so pissed off now that I don't want to have sex with him.
See, now you're being spiteful. Like, okay, this is where you don't want to get into. If he's coming around after 15 years, then you shouldn't be. If you're that mad at him that you don't want to fuck him and you're holding a resentment, why are you guys together?
We've got 2 kids.
Okay, but fair enough. But, I would rather, if I was a kid, grow up in a single-parent household where I see both my parents on weekends or however it works, than with 2 people who don't like each other. Like, why do you want to punish him now? Why do you want to punish him?
We do get along. It's because I don't think anything has changed. Because even if we had sex now, which we do like once every 6 months, it's still shitty. He never kept up his end of the bargain. He never did anything to make his premature ejaculation any better.
But he probably knows that you really resent him for coming quickly. Like, you don't just resent him for not wanting sex. You resent the actual problem. Like, so he probably senses and feels that. Like, when you're disgusted with him and his little fucking quick coming and yuck.
No, I never say anything like that.
No, you don't have to. We pick up stuff from each other. It's almost like you can feel when you're being followed, or when you get on an elevator with somebody and they want to stab you, you can feel the energy. He probably feels that resentment or that disgust you have.
But then why wouldn't he do something about it?
Well, that's, again, a good question. I can't speak for him why he wouldn't. Maybe, people get caught up in this, they get caught up in this pattern. Or they just get afraid or they get lazy. I don't know why he wouldn't do anything about it, but maybe he resents you for resenting him. Who knows? Have you tried couples therapy?
Yeah.
And what was the upshot?
Set up a date night, do it, every Saturday night or whatever. And that's fine, except that it fucking sucks.
Well, maybe, do you suck his cock and then stop before he comes?
Okay, this is the thing. Maybe I can speak for lots of women whose husbands have problem with premature ejaculation. You get to the point where it's like, listen, why am I doing all the fucking work here?
Okay, see, that's the thing is, you have a lot of resentment towards this guy for this.
But Jimmy, can't you see why?
I can, but also what you have to realize is, as for men, women's sexual issues are addressed and okay, and they're open about it. With us, it brings on a tremendous amount of shame. If we can't perform sexually, or if we come too quick, or if we like something dirty and fantasy, there's a tremendous amount of shame about men if we don't feel like we're living up to the performance sexually. So it's humiliating and enraging when you feel a woman resenting you for it. So, like, one of the suggestions might be, instead of, hey, work on it, you and your fucking rotten dick, work on it. Maybe if you suck his cock and you stop and you help him edge. Yeah, you're doing more of the work, but don't forget, for him, there's a tremendous amount of shame involved in it. Guys who come quick, we don't talk about that, and we're not taught that it's okay to say that, but there's a lot of shame and embarrassment that's very, very hard for us to navigate. So you're not just dealing with a guy being a selfish asshole. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that psychologically that you might want to bite the bullet, as it were.
Okay.
I would try that. This way you don't have to end your marriage. At least try it. Try helping him suck his dick. Maybe encourage him to watch a little porn with you and play with his cock while you watch it, and don't let him come. Or maybe something like that. Maybe tie him up and do tease and denial like dominatrixes do. Mm-hmm. Don't let him come. Mm-hmm. And because if he's getting the erections, maybe you do that. Maybe you tease him. Maybe you just put the tip of his dick inside of you and then pull off it, or you bounce up and down a couple of times and then stop. Maybe you teach him to edge like that, and then when he finally comes, it feels better. So maybe he'll want to have sex like that after. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But don't be so resentful. I mean, at least try this way before you fuck the marriage up, or he fucks the marriage up.
Oh, I'm not going to see. That's the thing. I'm not going to end the marriage.
All right. Well, then don't just live in it and be resentful. That's silly. You want to get laid. So,
Jimmy, tell me about it.
That's my suggestion, Melissa. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, sweetheart.
Thank you.
And we're going to get to Russ in California in a second, because he wants to talk about sexual anorexia. But that always reminds me, whenever I think about sexual anorexia, I think, well, Orange is the New Black. And I don't know why I think of that show. Is this mine? Oh, it is. I thought you were running over to snatch this from me. Orange is the New Black, House of Cards, Arrested Development. Are you ready for the next big thing from Netflix? Netflix really has gotten amazing with their series. And don't forget Derek. The great Ricky Gervais' show is on. Well, prepare yourself for Notorious. It's Netflix's newest comedy special with my good pal, international stand-up sensation Russell Peters. Russell started doing stand-up as a kid in his native Toronto, and he is now one of the biggest comics in the world. He really is one of the biggest grossing comics in the world. With over 75 million views on YouTube, nearly 1 million Facebook fans, and one of the most diverse audiences on earth, Russell sells out arenas in like London's Madison Square Garden, the Sydney Royal Opera House, and I think he has sold out the O2 in London. He's also launching with Russell's new special, Notorious, is Russell Peters vs. the World. It's an exclusive 4-part series that takes you behind the scenes on his tour and has tons of great outtakes and interviews with his family and friends. Do not miss Notorious, which is his special, and Russell Peters vs. the World, streaming only on Netflix. And I love Russell, so I'm really happy for him. And my buddy Greg Rogel is in that documentary too. He's touring with Russell, and he's already getting hits off it. So check Russell out on Netflix. Hi, Russ in California. Speaking of Russell, we go right to Russ, who says sexual addiction called sexual anorexia. Have I heard of it? Yes, I have. I'm not 100% familiar with what it is, though.
Hey, Jimmy, thanks for taking my call.
Is that when you starve yourself from sex?
Yeah, that's it exactly. And you do things to make yourself unattractive, and you try to, it's most of the mechanisms of food anorexia, except it's around sex.
Okay.
And there's a lot of addictive. I had like a major freak out yesterday. I don't know if you want some quick background. I'm 44. I'm a trucker, about 100 pounds overweight, and I'm also a virgin.
Are you a virgin?
I'm a virgin, and I always...
Were you molested?
I think it comes just from having extremely neglectful parents. I mean, unless it's really deeply...
Okay. Have you always been a fat guy, or were you a fat kid?
Oh, yeah, I've always been fat.
So you've probably never felt attractive at all.
Right.
Do you get turned on? Like, do you want to have sex? Do you jack off?
I jack off, but I can only do it if it's fantasy. Like, I literally have never jacked off to a person I know in real life.
Right.
If I see somebody, and even like a celebrity or a porn star, and I get, I see a bio or I see an interview or something, I'm immediately turned off to them. It has to be totally fantasy, you know?
So basically, they have to be objects to a certain degree. Like, and again, I have only a little knowledge of sexual anorexia from what I've heard in certain 12-step groups. But what it sounds like to me is this, like you said, your parents were neglectful. So maybe you have this whole lack of connection thing. Like, you don't want to have any true bond or true deep connection. Or maybe the risk of sex will get you so into somebody mentally, and then they own you or they have something over you. But it sounds like a complete avoidance of any connection with a real person.
Yeah.
Even your job. Are you an over-the-road trucker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even your job takes you away from any centered.
Well, I mean, that's kind of why I ended up, I think, doing this. But I was kind of, I was going to ask you, like, if I went to like this SA or the other places you were talking about, do they do any kind of, has it been heard of in those groups,
Oh, God, yeah. I would say any 12-step sexual meeting. Now, the ones I've heard of are SA, SLA, and there's a bunch of other ones. But I would suggest, what I would suggest is going to one of those meetings. And if you hold, or after we get off the call, if you hold, I will write down to the screener to suggest a 12-step. I'll just say it there. I would suggest go to an SLA meeting. I've heard good things about them. Again, I can't vouch for whether they were going to work for you or not, but I've heard very positive things about them. So maybe you want to look up SLA online and try it. But from what I'm understanding, what I've been told, there's quite a bit of knowledge about sexual anorexia in those groups and from a lot of those people.
Great. Thank you, Jim.
I will say you will not feel alone. So that would be my suggestion, okay?
Okay, thanks, man.
Okay, buddy. Good luck. Hi, Steve in Philly. Your son's an addict and stole from you twice. What do you do?
Yeah, how you doing, Jim?
Hi, buddy. I stole from my parents, too, when I was drinking.
I saw you in Doylestown. Just a real quick comment.
Thank you.
Great show, man.
Thank you, buddy. What is your son addicted to?
He's addicted to heroin, Jim. He's actually come off and on at least 8 times that I know of. And last year he was living. Make a long story short, he stole about $700 from me. It took him about 5 or 6 months to admit it. So he gets out of a recovery house, and, I think he's doing good. And last night I discovered another $300 missing from my bank account. Here when I was sleeping, he stole my card and withdrew the money out. I think he had known the code from a while back. Like, I never changed it or anything.
You should change it, yeah.
Yeah, he's and Tim, the thing is, he's my son, and you really, really want to trust him,
How old is he?
He's 24.
Okay, so he's old enough to be on his own. Why is he living at home?
He had nowhere to go, Jim. He has no home. He stole from his mom before. She lives up the mountains, and he really had literally nowhere to go. He had no job. I got him a job, and just last night I kicked him out, and he said, "I have nowhere to go, Dad." And I said, "You need to go. That's the second time you stole from me. This isn't a 3-strike option. You're done."
Yeah, I think that's very fair of you because, I know that, again, I don't have any children, but I understand that, a parent loving a kid, it's very easy for me to say, show them tough love, but it's very hard to do because God forbid something happens and then you have guilt for the rest of your life. Do you go to any 12? I think it's almost harder for people who live with addicts. They have, there's Al-Anon, there's Norton, there's all these 12-step programs for the people who have to deal with the addict and with the alcoholic, because I almost think you guys have it harder because you can't just stop the substance. So the way you contribute, and it's not your fault, but you do contribute to the cycle because you're affected by it. Like maybe not changing the passcode, maybe on some deep psychological level, you did that on purpose. This way, if he ever needed it, he wouldn't have to go out and rob somebody. He could just get the money that way. Who knows? Right. But I would suggest going to one of those 12-step programs where you deal with the people, because it's real easy, like as the parent or the spouse of an addict or an alcoholic, to go, "What the fuck? I'm not doing it. I don't have the problem." Right. And in a way, you're right. But the reality is that living with people who are in active addiction affects you greatly. And it changes who you are, and it changes the way you do things, and it changes your thinking. And it's a very silent and subtle give and take. You do this, I react this way. I react this way, then you go act out. And it becomes this weird fucking dance that's not being done consciously. So I would suggest talk to other fathers who have sons who have stolen, because believe me, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of them going to 12-step groups, who are married to people who steal from them, who are dating to people who have children or parents that steal from them. And you can relate to these people, and they can speak to you from experience. And when this happens, you can call them on the phone. And it sounds douchey, but to get support from a guy who's going through it, not some fucking cornball pop psychologist, not someone with a college degree, but with a guy who is doing it or who has navigated it already.
Right. Awesome, Jim. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, man. Look up Al-Anon or Norton online and investigate a couple of meetings. You'll meet great people there, and you're definitely not alone, all right?
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Good luck, buddy.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. Hi, Nathan in Long Island wants to ask Jim about my sleeping habits. I have another sleep study next Monday, I believe, and I'm scared to take it. It's for my the final test I'm taking is for the mask for central apnea and for complex apnea, which is the central and the obstructive. And I'm scared for the ASV machine that if it doesn't work, I'm hopeless. So yes, Nathan, what's up?
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, buddy.
So anyway, I know you used to mention on O&A quite often how awful your sleeping habits were.
Yeah.
And again, I haven't heard as much of that lately. So what I'm wondering is, have you managed to improve your sleeping habits? And if so, how? Because I could definitely use the help.
No, I've just stopped babbling about. I haven't even been trying to use my dumb BiPAP machine, which I should have just to get the mask. I take a little valerian root sometimes. You get that natural in a health food store or whatever. That helps. But my problem is that I don't sleep properly when I am asleep. So I need the mask. The next step is, I think I've kind of stopped talking about it because A, it bores everybody, and B, I know that I have this test coming up, which I've pushed back once because I was in LA, and I'm scared to take it. I am scared that it won't work and that I will be hopeless. So, I have to go next week. Next Monday's a big night. Look, I'm sure I'll fall asleep and they'll get the results and I'll get the mask and I'll be okay. But I'll know more in a couple of weeks. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Nathan. I still don't go to bed on time. I stopped watching a lot of porn late at night, though. That has helped slightly. But, for some reason, my dick still, winds up in my hand like a chimp. I can't seem to stop doing that. Let's see. John in Detroit, been in a relationship for a year. You wanted to get married during it, but now they're broken up and she's moved in with someone else. Okay, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Jimmy. Thank you so much for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
Sure, John.
Hey, so basically, here's the thing is that I dated this girl for about a year and a half. We were a long-distance relationship, and during that time, I was trying to get into medical school as well. So she kind of took a back seat. She wasn't really my top priority, and we talked last night, and she told me she felt like she was my fourth or fifth priority, but she really did see settling down with me. Okay. So, but we broke up about a year ago, and it's been killing me. And so I really do want to get back together with her.
But she's with someone else.
I just want to know how do I show her that she is my number one priority now, that it's not so much all the schoolwork and it's not so much everything else, but how do I go about showing her?
Well, hold on. Let me ask you, hold on. How long were you with her? A year, you said, right?
About a year and a half about.
Now, I understand the grief that comes with that, but let me stay here. When you're trying to get into medical school, that's a huge thing to do, and it's a huge undertaking. And I think that you need a partner who understands they're going to take a backseat to medical school. She should take a backseat to medical school. She's going to land a doctor or a dentist or whatever you're going to become, or a psychiatrist. She's going to land a fucking doctor. So I think that someone has to be willing to take a backseat to that. Is she living with someone else?
She is. That's the big thing, is that she has moved on. She's living with somebody else right now. I don't know exactly how long they've been together. It's been less than a year, obviously, because we've only been broken up for about a year, so it's been less than that.
Well, maybe she wants this new person more than she wants you. As painful as that is.
And I think that's part of it. It is. I truly think that she does love me. She's shown me a lot of things that she does truly love me, but it's just that she couldn't handle the fact that she was, my third or fourth priority.
Let me ask you a question. Pardon my interruption. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
What do you think that? Are you in medical school? First of all.
I'm not right now. I've been accepted, so I will be starting next year, though.
So then she won't be your priority. Then medical school will be.
Maybe, maybe not. I've done a lot of research about it as to what family life is like, and there are a lot of people that are starting medical school that have families, that have spouses.
Yes. But they may have spouses who understand that process. You see, it sounds to me like she wants somebody who's just going to give her a lot more time, and you're about to enter into something which is going to take even more time, and you're going to be able to give her less time. So it's like, do you really want to have that fucking weight, that anvil hanging over you? Or when you're supposed to go out on a Friday and you promised you'd go out, and all of a sudden you realize, like, fuck, I'm not as prepared for this exam as I thought. I got to cancel Friday. Do you really want to not cancel Friday because you made a promise to her? Like, you want to cancel, like, do you really want to sacrifice studying because you promised her on a Friday night you'd go out? Like, that problem is not going to go away, I don't think.
No, you're right, because it takes such it is such a huge priority. But
and it should be. You know, I don't want a doctor who spent too much time appeasing his chick in medical school. You know, you want to, if this is going to be the course of your life, I would think you want to do it well. You asked me what I think you could do to tell her. If you mean it, and if you're willing to make the sacrifice, and if you can make her number one, okay, maybe you write her an email and say, look, this is where I am and this is how I feel. But you have to respect her answer. Meaning, if she says no thanks, you have to move on.
Right. And that's my big thing, is because we just talked about it last night, because it was, like I said, we were long distance, and last night I finally was able to tell her how I feel, but I don't know, how do I move on from this? How do I kind of get her out of my mind? Because I to be honest with you, I think about her constantly, and I can't get her out of my mind.
Have you dated anyone else?
No, I've tried. I've gone on multiple dates with a number of different girls, but at every single time I always just end up disappointed that it's not her that's sitting across the table from me.
Did she break up with you?
She did.
Okay, that always, sometimes that makes it harder, because the control, we feel like we want it to end differently, or we have unfinished business with the person. A long distance relationship too is easier to idealize a person, because you're not with them every day. It's easier to go, wow. And how about looking at the fact that her breaking up with you because you're trying to get into medical school is a little bit selfish. And she will do the same thing while you're in medical school. That won't change. And if she's moved on, the only way you can get on with it is you have to get on with it. And you have to accept the fact, and I know that's easy to say, but you got to accept the fact that she's moved on. If that's what comes of it, the way to move on, dude, is just start dating other people, get your fucking ass into medical school, and realize you are probably going to be way more successful than whoever she marries.
Okay.
And I know that that's not a great pain pill right now, but how old are you?
I'm 24.
Yeah, I know. And I know it's easier for me to say I'm at almost twice your age. You will absolutely forget this chick. And I know it doesn't seem like you will. You will absolutely go through medical school and be a doctor and fucking have a great life and have 2 cars and a 6-bedroom house. And I'm telling you, go to medical school. Don't get sidetracked by some bullshit chick who, I'm sure she's a great girl, but by some bullshit girl who's going to give you flack about trying to get yourself into medical school. What kind of work does she do?
So she's kind of an anomaly. She actually was accepted to a medical school as well, but she's kind of like very family oriented, and so she put that off for a while and to kind of take care of her sister. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, maybe she's a nice person. But I would suggest go to medical school. Let her take care of her sister and live with the new guy and be a fucking dental assistant while you're over there making the big bucks.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jimmy. I really appreciate all your help.
Okay, man. I really hope that I can help you there. And now we have to wrap up because I have a read. But let's just go really quick. Mark in New York doesn't understand why the ex won't come back, but still contacts you.
Yeah, Jimmy. She basically, give you a very brief synopsis, as I know you got to wrap the show up. But basically, 3.5-year relationship. We broke up numerous times, got back together. Now she's with another guy for about 1.5 years. And throughout the 1.5 years, she continually, at least once a month, comes back and fucks me.
Yeah.
The new guy has a small dick. It's not passionate enough. Blah, 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 blah. And basically, it's fucking me up because I have a new girl who I'm absolutely in love with, but I can't get her off my mind.
I understand the attraction. Here's what it is. I hate to say it like this. She wants her cake and she wants to eat it too. She wants what she wants. She wants the combination of you two. And she also likes knowing you're there just in case things with him don't work out. She likes keeping you on a little fishing line because, and you kind of like the same attraction. You obviously like the idea of knowing, hey, it's a possibility just in case. You both got to let go. If she can't let go and you really like your new girl, then fuck it. You got to let go because you're going to wreck your new relationship over a girl who obviously wants to be with someone else and is selfish enough to keep you on a string.
I agree. You know, I keep hearing that. The only thing is, like the last gentleman just said, I can't get her off my mind. Only due to the fact about the passionate level of sex that we
Understandable. But you can get her off your mind. You're choosing not to. You're choosing to idealize her. And again, that would be my suggestion. Cut it off. It will hurt for a while, but if you really like this new girl, fuck it, man. Give the new girl shit that she deserves. The old girl's with someone. Fuck her. Stick with the new girl who's giving you everything.
Copy that.
Good luck, my friend, okay? Eddie Vedder, Stone Gossard, Jeff Ament, Mike McGreedy, and Matt Cameron make up, obviously, Pearl Jam, one of the most popular and influential bands of the past 25 years. From their debut album 10 in the early 90s to their newest release, Lightning Bolt, Pearl Jam remains a major force in rock. The band's extreme loyalty to their fans, strong social and political principles, and restless experimentation are at the core of their continued success. The album is produced by Grammy Award-winning producer Brendan O'Brien, who's been working with Pearl Jam since the release of Versus 20 years ago. Lightning Bolt includes the singles Mind Your Manners and Sirens. The band is back out on tour in North America supporting Lightning Bolt and continuing to thrill their fans with an amazing live show. Check out PearlJam.com for the latest news on the band, their current tour dates, information on how to join their official fan club, the 10 Club, and their brand new album Lightning Bolt, which is available on iTunes now. And Pearl Jam is out on tour. That's a big news for Pearl Jam fans. I should have had Travis read this so I could throw tennis balls the entire time at his fucking dumb face because he loves Pearl Jam. Thank you guys for the call. The guy and Andrew in Atlanta going to see Bob Kelly has a comedy show question. I would just say enjoy Bob Kelly. That's my answer. Thank you guys for your calls, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on Opie and Anthony.
Jim Norton is now done dealing with your bullshit. He'll be back next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. But you can listen to episodes of The Jim Norton Show whenever you want. Go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand for details. All right, well, that sucked. To hear the Opie and Anthony Show 5 days a week live on satellite radio, online on your phone or tablet, or even on demand, go to SiriusXM.com. Also, interact with the Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter, at Opie Radio, at Anthony Cumia, and at Jim Norton.